What's up YouTube? For today's video, we have a full Jolteon team. This one is for Patreon. If you like your theme team done, you can check it out in the description of the video under the Patreon link. Frozen Glace, this one is for you. So pretty much I've nearly done all the EV teams by themselves. I think there's only like a couple that I haven't done. Now people, if you like your theme team done or a Pokemon sweep, you can become a Patreon. The link is in the description there. Also, if you only want like a once-off kind of team or a Pokemon sweep, you can also check that one out there as well. All right, let's get into this one. This is a pretty interesting video. Now, I've got a special little double battle in this video too later on, so if you'd like to hang around for that one, it's pretty funny. Let's get into this one. Let's see if we can shoot for 1,000 likes on the video, people. And this is all against Nacho on my Discord. We have a Smeagol lead. It's going to go for a parting shot. I thought it might go for Spore. This was a physical Jolteon. Let's go over these sets. So, once again, I kind of forgot to nickname these like Jolteon 1 or 2 and gave them nicknames. So I have to tell you which ones they are a little bit slower than usual. I found it. I've found it, people. So this one was the physical Jolteon. So we got max attack and max speed. We got Facade, Iron Tail, Wild Charge, and Protect. So we got rid of that Smeagol in one swipe. We got the ability as Quick Feet. That's going to double us. That's going to 1.5 times our speed. We got the item as Toxic Orb. I gave it Adamant Nature for a little bit more damage output since we're getting a little bit more speed right. All right, so the big throw is going to come in here. I'm already poisoned already, so it's going to go for the bind. And I'm not going to be able to escape from this matchup. I'm poisoned, and bind is going to hurt me. So I'm pretty much going to go down anyway. So I thought I might as well get some wild charges off against this Pokemon. And, you know, so be it. I really can't do too much else. This team was fairly good because it only had one weakness, being ground. So I made some pretty fun sets. I made some bulky ones and some more offensive ones, right? All right, so I had Seismic Toss. That's not going to do anything because I don't have any Pokemon there. So swap me in my second Jolteon. Now, what Jolteon could this one be? I think I know which one it is. So this Jolteon was the Synchronoise, Volt Switch, Thunder, and Shadow Ball set. Okay, so we got the Pancham coming in. This Pokemon caused me a fair bit of trouble. We got a Thunder missing on Pancham, which really sucks there. I'm just going to go for a Volt Switch, see how much damage it does. And it's a very bulky little Everlight set, so that's going to be fun to get around. Now, we're going to go into Jolteon again. How many times am I going to say Jolteon in this battle? And this is a female Jolteon. So now we've got the Pancham go for a Parting Shot. Interesting, we've seen Parting Shot twice. So that's going to drop my attack and special attack. So Pancham is going to go back. Now we have the Zangoose coming out, which is interesting. So Zangoose is pretty cool. Always quite like Zangoose. So now on this Jolteon set, we got the Focus Energy one. Aha, this one is all the way from Generation 1. This set was, I had some fairly good success with this one. So we got a double kick on here. Bite, Thunderfang, and Focus Energy. Quick Feed as the ability, and Scope Lens the item. So pretty much, we get the Focus Energy up, and we got the Scope Lens for 100% crits. And look how much that double kick is doing to Zangoose. So some solid damage there. Zangoose is going to be I think this is a special Zangoose set. Fire Blast is going to land. Unfortunately, with Zangoose, it doesn't have any special stab normal at all. It doesn't have like a hyper voice or anything. I know because I actually did a Zangoose special sweep. So it was actually a very hard Pokemon to use on the special side. I'm going to go for the double kick and finish off the Zangoose. Man, it's not every day you get a KO with double kick critting Jolteon. Alright, so the old Zangoose is down. And now we got Cacnea. Now, Cacnea could have Sucker Punch, I wasn't sure. Since I was only on a little bit of health, I didn't really mind if my Jolteon was going to go down, and it's going to finish me off. If it went for a statusy move or substitute or something, I didn't really want to allow it to do that, so that's why I stayed in. And also, I don't think I could have room to get up my Focus Energy again on such a low amount of health. Alright, so going into the next Jolteon, this one has Hyper Voice. Let me check. Okay, max special attack and max speed. We got Volt Absorb, Hidden Power Grass, Thunderbolt, Mud Slap, and Hyper Voice. We got the Groundium Z as the item, so if we did come across any other electric types, I could go for Z Mud Slap, which is pretty cool. So going for some Hyper Voices on the Cacnea, almost takes it out. And now it's going to go for the Dank Pulse, doing some reasonable damage there after that Rototiller. Rototiller is actually a really cool move. I'm going to swap out my Jolteon there because I think it's going to go for a Sucker Punch. Obviously, it's going to be able to get outsped this turn. So swapping into my 5th Jolteon, Sucker Punch is going to fail on the swap. I can still finish this thing off. Now we got another Sucker Punch from the Cacnea. I went for the Toxic because I knew they'd go for another Sucker Punch, and I'm going to get around that one nicely. Thankfully, it doesn't miss or anything like that, and Cacnea is going to go down. So this Jolteon was a bulky set. let's go over that one. Actually, I've got two. No, I've only got one toxic set. I know what it is, people. So we've got max health and max special defense. You know, all the evolutions have really good special defense, which is nice. So we got Charge Beam, Wish, Toxic, and Magnet Rise. I thought Magnet Rise would be pretty cool because that would actually enable me to have, you know, no weaknesses at all. Ability, Volatile Absorb, and Item Leftovers. So we got the Masquerade coming in. It's going to go for the U-turn. That does a lot of damage, so, you know, it's definitely a max attack Life Orb set. It was almost, you know, that was a solid 3-hit KO. Okay, so now we've seen all their team already, and now we got the Pancham coming back in. On this set, I can go for Toxic. I thought I could go for Toxic against this, and, you know, since it's so bulky, I could get rid of it with that. Then I could go for the Charge Beam, right, and just boost my special attack. You know, for the last couple of remaining Pokemon being the Masquerade. Okay, so putting up the Toxic on the Pancham. However, it didn't go as easy as I wanted to go because we got the Pancham, got Toxic. Now, this actually has Heal Bell as well. Well, it can learn Heal Bell, but unfortunately, I didn't actually have it on this team. Usually, I have a Heal Bell set, but in this case, I didn't. So, Jolteon, the weakness of this set is, you know, it can be destroyed by a, you know, a physical move, or it just can be status with Toxic. So that's usually the way to get around it with a Magnet Rise. With Magnet Rise, it had no weaknesses. That's kind of what I was going for. So now I thought, okay, let's go for Charge Ring. Let's boost up my special attack. Even with no investment there, it's pretty good. And now Pancham is going to go for the rest. I was like, okay. This could be quite annoying. All right, so Pancham is going to heal itself all up. My Toxic is not going to mean anything. So I thought, okay, I might be able to get some Charge Beam boosts up against this. If I boost my special attack enough times, it's going to start to do some reasonable damage. I mean, the first one did pretty well. I'm guessing this is max health, max special defense with a Everlight on it. All right, so going for another Charge Ring. Pretty much I just have to hope I got some special attack boost. Otherwise, you know, it wasn't going to happen. So I didn't get one that turn, which sucks. There's a 50% chance to get a boost. So there's a reasonable chance, so I thought that's why I said it. All right, so we got the Seismic Toss here. It's going to go for a Parting Shot. So it clearly doesn't have much, you know, offense or presence about it whatsoever. It's just like really, really tanky. So that's going to drop my stats and swap out. And now we got the Throw. We still have the Throw left. Throw still had over half health. So I thought, okay, if I can get a Toxic off against this Throw, that would be pretty good. I wasn't sure whether the Throw had a rest either. Maybe it had some form of recovery. Maybe it didn't. But I thought it'd be important to get a Toxic off instead of a Charge Beam, because Throw is very bulky. It's a really nice Pokemon. It's got some nice offense, and it's really bulky too. Really interesting Pokemon. All right, so getting that Toxic off with Sleep Talk, which is really, really nice there. Sorry, I don't mean Sleep Talk. I was talking about them having Sleep Talk. All right, so I got my Toxic off. I get hit by the Seismic Toss, and yeah, that's pretty much my Jolteon down. I can just go for a Charge Beam and finish it off, or I could go for a Wish. However, it's not going to matter because the Toxic's going to be enough to take me out. So down goes my 5th Jolteon. So I've got 3 Jolteons left. And yeah, it's a pretty even game at the moment. However, I do have that Toxic on the Throw, so that hopefully will give me the edge. So now bringing in my Jolteon here, I'm going to go for Thunderbolt. I don't want to mess around with this Throw at all. It's very, very bulky, and obviously it's going to take my Thunderbolt and it's going to be able to get the Toxic off against me. However, Throw is down, which is good. It's always a very interesting Pokemon to get around. Now, the problem I see is probably not the Masquerade because, you know, it's weak to electric type moves. It's got to be this Pancham, whether I can get around or not, or, you know, how stally is it going to be and how much damage output is my set's going to do. All right, so now we got the Pancham coming out. It is asleep, which is good for me. And now it's going to have the Molt Breaker too. So it can either go for a rest, Sleep Talk, a Parting Shot, then go back into Masquerade and then come back and do it. Just keep using Parting Shot. That could definitely work too. So Thunderbolt does some really good damage. I get a very good crit there against Pancham. That did a lot of damage. Now, Pancham's going to go for a Sleep Talk here. And on its Sleep Talk, it actually gets Parting Shot again. So that's going to drop my stats once again. And it's going to swap in the Masquerade. So that's the only Pokemon remaining, right? Now, this last bit of the battle was like really, really long. Alright, so now we've got the Masquerade coming in. This is the physical Masquerade we've seen before. I can go for a Thunderbolt. This will do some good damage against that. Even though my stats are dropped right, it should do, you know, I reckon it will still take it out at this point in the game. Alright, so Masquerade's going to take a little bit of toxic damage. Now, at this point, Masquerade actually had Aqua Jet on it, so I'm like, oh crap, I might just be able to live this one, and I didn't because it was a critical hit. I got a critical hit before then, so that's, you know, that's fair game, and down goes my Jolteon. So, we've got 2 more Jolteons left, so I was thinking, I've got to get around this Jolteon, right? Sorry, I mean, I've got to get around. There's so many freaking Jolteons at the moment. So I'll bring in a special Jolteon set. I don't think I've done a Jolteon sweep on my channel, so I may try and get a sweep with the set. It's actually pretty fun. Let's go over what this one is. So this is a physical set for start off because I'm using Curse. It's nice they all get Curse. So I've got Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Last Resort. We got Max, We all know how good Last Resort is. So it just beats everything. It's overpowered. And now we got max health and max special defense. And we got Curse to basically patch the defense and attack. So making it very bulky. Volt Absorb as the ability and Leftovers as the item. So what I needed here was I needed to set up a lot of curses against this Pancham because I thought I might be able to get about 3 or 4 up. That'll start to do some good damage against Pancham. Pancham seems to be more bulky on the special side than, compared to the defense side. So going to sleep here, I want to get rid of the status and stuff. And now we've got the Pancham going for sleep. I couldn't actually attack that anyway because, as you guys know, with Last Resort, you've got to use all your moves at least once. And at this stage, I couldn't use them. So I thought I may as well go for rest, and then I could go for Sleep Talk, right? So that's 2 out of the 3 moves used to actually get Last Resort to work. And then all I got to do is use Curse, so we'll be good to go there. All right, so now we're going to go for the Sleep Talk, and I get rest. So it's like, okay, that's... I kind of expected that. All right, so Pancham is going to be sleeping a little bit more then. And it's going to go... We basically had a Sleep Talk rest battle here. So now it's going to get Parting Shot again. Man, it is really good at getting Rest Talk and Parting Shot. Like, all the time was really, really getting at. So it's going to swap out, and now we're going to have the Mastering come in. So it's like, okay. So I've got a couple of... I really need to get some curses up against this thing. It could go for a U-turn here. I don't think it's going to go for Aqua Jet. I believe it's going to go for U-turn and then swap back into the Pancham and sort of just like keep dropping my stats. However, it's going to go for a Fell Stinger instead. I'm like, damn, son. Fell Stinger doesn't really do a lot of damage to me, and it loses a bit of health to the Life Orb and the Toxic, which is good. Okay, so now we've got the Jolteon. This is going for my second Sleep Talk. I'm going to wake up the next turn, and this time I get Curse. I'm like, good. That's really, really good. So that's going to boost my attack and defense. Now, however, if you guys do remember, I did actually drop my attack from that Parting Shot. So I pretty much just had to work back to my stats, that I already had in the first bit. All right, so now I'm going to wake up the next turn. I can either go for a Curse again or go for a Last Resort. Mascarin is pretty much on its last little flying legs, so it's really not going to be able to do too much for me. So go for the U-turn. It does pretty good damage, about as much as Fell Stinger, and that's going to swap out. So pretty much the next time that comes in, it's going to go down to the Toxic damage and Life Orb, unless it's got a way to heal itself, which I'm very doubtful it does, because it would have already done it already. So now, Pancham, we got it full health. I'm going to go for another Curse. I've got to see how much damage this is going to do, right? I'm fairly confident I can get around the Pancham. For me to one-shot it, I'd need at least a +6, right? So I feel that would be enough to actually take it out. And, if it did go to sleep, it would be a 2-hit KO. So it wouldn't be able to, get around with that Parting Shot. If it does go for Parting Shot, that Mascarin is still there. But if that Mascarin is out of the picture, right, then it can't use, Parting Shot. So I'm guessing that's why they kept it there, so they can make use of Parting Shot still. All right, so we got a Rest Sleep Talk, and it's going to get Rest, which is good for me. I'm going to get another Curse up, which is nice. I think at the moment I've got +2 in attack, and I've got like +3 in defense. The defensive side really didn't matter. Mascarin really wasn't doing a lot of damage outside of a critical hit, right? That was the only thing I was worried about, was Mascarin critting me on its last shot, then Pancham just stalling me up. Okay, so Pancham is going to go for the Toxic again. It really can't do anything to me at all. I've got all the... my other Jolteon really can't do too much ever, so I have to finish the battle with this Jolteon. That was sort of my option. All right, so going for the Last Resort there, it does about half health. It's very, very close. So it's like, okay, if it does go to, goes to sleep again, I can just go for another Curse, and that'll turn it into a clear 2-hit KO, and they won't be able to storm me too much. Okay, so now we've got the Pancham going for another Parting Shot on my Jolteon. It's going to drop my stats once again, so I'm like, bugger, I'm going to have to go for another Curse, and now we've got the Mascarin coming in. I actually went for another Last Resort this turn. Okay, so we've got the Unnerve. I don't have any berries, so that's not going to mean anything. So go for another Last Resort, and this is going to take out the Mascarin. So the good thing about that is Pancham will not be able to use Parting Shot again, equaling. It won't be able to, get rid of my attack stat or drop my attack stat at all. Now, I am poisoned. I can go for another rest here, to finish off the Pancham. So inevitably, I'm going to be the winner of this battle. Pancham really has no, presence about it all. Doesn't really have any attacking moves. It's, it's Rest, Sleep Talk, Parting Shot, and Toxic. That's the set. Unfortunately, it's heavily walled here at the moment. All right, so obviously they know, they know that they can't do anything, so they're just going to use Sleep Talk. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to win this matchup really easily because I can just rest off any of the Toxic and stuff. And that pretty much was the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. All I did here was just get enough to actually, two-shot the Pancham. I think it was like two Last Resort was enough to take it out, or one more. Okay, so we're going to have a Toxic. Like I said, it was completely walled here. Going for a final Last Resort, and that's going to take out the Pancham there with a crit. I guess the next one would have taken it anyway, or I could have gone for a rest. It didn't really matter. That was game over. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's get on to, we got a special double battle here, multi-battle, and this was a really fun battle. This was done on my Twitch. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitch, make sure you do. Link is in the description there I always shout out for any new people. Okay, so we got, this is a battle with me and Big Richard, and we got Germ and Pan. So we got a nice double battle. So we got 2 Infernates, which is cool. We got a Jolteon and a Shedinja. All right, so we got Z-Moose coming right off the bat here. This was Germ and Hump. So we got a nice multi-battle here. I tend to do some multi-battles during my streams. So if you guys like multi-battles, you should definitely come and check them out. So we got Z Allies, which is really cool. I've got actually had Shadow Ball in this set. I'm very lucky they had Shadow Ball here because that was the only Pokemon I had to actually face that Shedinja. I had no other moves at all, so I was completely walled. I mean, we did have an Infernape on the left side, so I thought, you know, if this Jolteon goes down for some reason, it should be able to, you know, should be able to get rid of it. Okay, so we got my Infernape going for a workup, and now we got a normal gem Hyper Beam Infernape. Damn, son. Where's it gonna? It's gonna fire out. It fires it basically out of its belly, and Jolteon lives out on 17 health just due to its bulky base special defense and not being stabbed right. But man, that did a lot of damage. All right, so now we got the Soul Rock coming in. It's like, okay, well, Soul Rock's not, you know, that's actually not too bad. I can go for a Shadow Ball before I go down. Shadow Ball does really good damage, doing 3/4 to Soul Rock. Soul Rock actually gets a special defense drop there too, and it's gonna be eating a berry. That is a citrus berry. Yeah, citrus berry. Cool. And now on this set, I didn't actually know all my opponent's set, but obviously some of them made sense. So now this Infernape was a Z assist Infernape. Now this was really, really funny. So obviously with the Infernape, it's going to choose the move. And it actually chose Dark Pulse with the assist, which is really cool. That's going to turn it into Black Hole Eclipse. So obviously if you get an attacking move with Z assist right, it turns into the Z move. Oh my goodness. And poor Soul Rock gets sucked into outer space. That was like overkill. Poor old Soul Rock. So Shedinja and Soul Rock are down already. So Hunter's down to his last Pokemon. And we've still got 3 Pokemon on the opposing side. And we both still got, you know, a fresh amount of Pokemon left. All right, so that last one is Decidueye. It's a 6-4 at the moment, so we got a good lead. And now we got a Vacuum Wave coming from the Infernape, which is going to take me out with a nice touch there. So that's my Jolteon down. Okay, so we got a Sucker Punch. That's going to fail because I'm going to go down. And now we got the Infernape going for the assist. I really like assist. And we get Infernape with Liquidation. Guys, Hacker Exposed, Liquidation, Infernape. Man, that just destroyed the other Infernape. That was so funny. Okay, so down goes the Infernape. So, that was a really good start. So we got rid of Infernape. We got rid of 2 other Pokemon. So it's a 5-3 at the moment. A pretty solid lead. All right, so Germ is going to bring out the Gastrodon. So, okay, this isn't too bad. Let's see what moves we got. So I'm going to go for the Protected. This is, if you guys remember, this was my Toxic Protect. Quick Feet Facade set, so I thought I could go for Facade on that Gastrodon afterwards. Infernape's going to get Rain Dance. I'm like, oh no, that's going to power up the Gastrodon's moves. If we do have any water moves, though, that wouldn't be too bad. If I got like a Thunder or something like that, that'd be pretty good too. But in this opportunity, I probably wouldn't be going for Thunder against, you know, a Grass Pokemon and a Ground Pokemon. Okay, so now we got Earth Power, and that is going to go for Infernape coming off the Gastrodon. Boy, Gastrodon just sinks Infernape, and that's going to go down. So the battle's starting to even up. We got the Infernape down, and it's a 4. It's 4 all. No, we got 3-4 at the moment. 3-4. My bad. Okay, so now we got the Swanna, which is really good. This actually, that rain actually helped the Swanna out a lot. So now we've got the Facade on my Jolteon. It really doesn't do a lot of damage to Gastrodon, probably about a 3-hit KO. So instead of a Hurricane set, we got a physical set on the Swanna. So that's Rain's probably not going to help it out, except for its water type moves, of course. Oh, almost took it out with a Brave Bird. That was so close. And now we got the Decidueye go for the Spirit Shackle. So basically, it's going to go just Robin Hood and shoot the Swanna straight out of the sky, and it just lives, which is good. All right, so now we got the Gastrodon going for the Earth Power. And that is going to hit my Jolteon really hard. Once again, Jolteon's nice special defense actually saves it there, which is really cool. All right, so obviously the Gastrodon is going to go down the next turn. I've got my Jolteon, which is probably going to, you know, most definitely go down the next turn too. All right, so we got the Sucker Punch from the Decidueye. It's going to go for the Swanna instead, so it's going to get rid of that. That was more of a threat, I guess. That Swanna could have easily gone for the Decidueye with the Brave Bird there. And I'm going to finish off the Gastrodon. I didn't really have much to hit the Decidueye with. I mean, I had Wild Charge and Facade, you know, they weren't and Double Kick. They weren't exactly going to, you know, the Cavalry definitely wasn't going to come in there. All right, so the last Pokemon Rich's got is the Solid Snake, which is the Steelix. This is a special Steelix. I quite like running special Steelix too. It's absolutely horrible, but fun to run. We got a 3-2 at the moment, so now I'm going to pull off that Wild Charge against an Infernape. Is that another Infernape? Holy moly, all I needed was an Infernape, and we all had an Infernape. Okay, so my Jolteon is going to go down, and now we've got Mud Slap coming from the Infernape. It's going to drop the accuracy of the big Steelix. And it doesn't really do much damage. Obviously, it's just going for the, the actual drop. Okay, so we got the Decidueye doing a Leaf Blade there. It's not really doing too much. Steelix has got very, very bulky defense. All right, so we've got Sheer Force, Dank Pulse. I actually thought that was going to be a weakness pulse on the Decidueye. I got really scared at that point. And that's a 2-hit KO on the Steelix. Okay, so my last Jolteon here, it's actually a 2-all at the moment, so a very close battle. And now we got a Z move here. I had been saving my Z move for the entire time, so I went for a Z Mud Slap. If you guys noticed before, the actual Infernape used Mud Slap too, so I thought, I'm going to save my Mud Slap for the very end and see how much this does. So I thought, let's see if we can target the opposing Infernape and to get rid of that threat. Then we've only got the Decidueye to actually deal with them. Alright, so it's nothing like using Z Mud Slap on the Infernape, and that is going to get absolutely shreked. And that is the third Infernape that bites the dust, and that one is down. So that's pretty much my set used up. I've got some surprise left now. We got the Decidueye going for the Leaf Blade there. Jolteon just lives again. If that was a crit, I definitely wouldn't go down. And Steelix is going to go for the Dank Pulse, and that is going to take Decidueye out. What a double battle, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed both these battles. Enjoy the bloopers. Peace.